Good morning, students, and welcome back. Last time, we had studied merits of Mendeleev's periodic table. Today, we are going to study demerits of Mendeleev's periodic table. Children, you're requested to take your textbooks and open to page 20. If you remember Mendeleev's periodic table, we had seen that there are 8 vertical columns which are known as 8 groups, and there are 12 horizontal rows which are known as periods. And there was systematic arrangement of elements in the increasing order of the atomic masses. It started with hydrogen, we went on to lithium, beryllium, boron, carbon, etc. Even then, there were certain drawbacks in Mendeleev's periodic table. What were they? Let us see the first one. In the table, in group 8, you will see that there are two elements, cobalt and nickel. And if you see, the atomic mass of both the elements is the same, that is 59 each. So according to Mendeleev's law, the arrangement of elements was in an increasing order of atomic masses. Then the question arises, how come cobalt and nickel are classified in the same group when the atomic masses are the same, that is 59 each? So this was the first demerit of Mendeleev's periodic table. The second one, isotopes which were discovered later could not find place in the table. Now why? Because as you know, we have learnt about isotopes before. They are elements having same mass number but different atomic numbers. So where are we to classify the isotopes? That was a question. So this was the second drawback of the Mendeleev's periodic table. The third, when elements are arranged in an increasing order of atomic masses, the rise in the atomic mass does not appear to be uniform. It was not possible, therefore, to predict how many elements could be discovered between two heavy elements. The fourth demerit, if you see hydrogen, the first element having atomic mass 1, the position of hydrogen was a big ambiguity because it shows similarities with the halogens, that is the group 7 group. For example, molecular formula of hydrogen is H2, while the molecular formulae of fluorine and chlorine are F2 and Cl2 respectively. In the same way, there is a similarity in the chemical properties of hydrogen and alkali metals, that is group 1, as you can see here, lithium, potassium, rubidium, cesium, and so on. There is a similarity in the molecular formula of the compounds of hydrogen alkali metals, that is sodium and potassium, when they are forming with chlorine and oxygen. On considering the above properties, it cannot be decided whether the correct position of hydrogen is in the group of alkali metals, that is group 1, or in group of halogens, that is group 7. So these are the four major demerits of Mendeleev's periodic table. Children, now pay attention to the question asked. Write the molecular formulae of oxides of the following elements by referring to Mendeleev's periodic table. Sodium, Na. When it combines with oxygen, it forms sodium oxide, and the formula is Na2O. Si forms SiO2. Ca combines with oxygen to give you CaO, calcium oxide. Carbon, when it combines with oxygen, you get CO2, carbon dioxide. Similarly, RbO, P, that is phosphorus, it forms phosphorus oxide, P4O10. BaO with chlorine and antimony as well as calcium. So on, you can write down the formula. Second question. Write the molecular formulae of the compounds of following elements with hydrogen by referring to Mendeleev's periodic table. Carbon. If you remember, we have studied hydrocarbons. So carbon combines with hydrogen, you get the first formula CH4, that is methane. With it is H2S, hydrogen sulfide. With bromine, it is HBr. With AS, it is ASH3. F, it is HF. With O, our famous one, universal solvent, water. With nitrogen, it is ammonia. And with chlorine, it is hydrogen chloride. Now we'll go on to the next scientist who proposed a new theory, and it is known as the modern periodic law. The scientist who discovered or who put forth this theory of modern periodic law was an English scientist known as Henry Moseley. He had studied some experiments. As you can see in the picture here, he had studied the experiment in an X-ray tube, and that was a time when he found out the relationship of atomic numbers of metals. We'll see the modern periodic law, which states, very important, properties of elements are a periodic function of their atomic numbers. Now, what does this mean? Exactly similar to what we had learned about Mendeleev's periodic table, the statement is the same, that the properties depend on atomic numbers here and not atomic masses. As you remember, atomic number is the number of electrons or protons found in an atom. So according to Moseley, he said atomic mass is not important, but the properties of elements are periodic function of the atomic numbers. If you see on the right hand side, there's a modern periodic table. This was a systematic arrangement given by Moseley. Scientists arranged the elements in an increasing order of the atomic numbers from left to right across each row and discovered that the elements having similar properties repeat after regular intervals. Now you can see the table over here, which starts with hydrogen. Hydrogen has atomic number 1. That is, it has only one electron in its outermost orbit. So it gets the first place in the modern periodic table. And if you see, it is followed by helium, which has atomic number 2. And so on. We have lithium, beryllium, boron, etc. Now, as you see, the atomic numbers are continuous 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, etc. And there is no gap in the atomic number in the table. So, Moseley was the first scientist who said that the criteria for classification of elements should not be atomic masses, but it should be atomic numbers. So, atomic numbers plays a very important role in the position of the elements. Now, if you see on page 21, we have got positions of elements in the periodic elements. The first question: how is the problem regarding the position of cobalt 59 and nickel also 59 in the Mendeleev's periodic table resolved in the modern periodic table? If you see here in the table, we have cobalt, which has atomic number 27, and we have nickel having atomic number 28. So the answer to Mendeleev's question or Mendeleev's periodic table is answered over here. Cobalt having atomic number 27 comes before nickel, which has atomic number 28. So cobalt is before nickel. We go on to the next question, question 2. How did the position of chlorine 3517 and chlorine 3717 get fixed in the modern periodic table? Now, as you know, Chlorine 35 and chlorine 37 are isotopes. That is, their mass numbers are different, but their atomic numbers are same. So according to the modern periodic law, both the isotopes will have the same position. Question 3. Can there be an element with atomic mass 53 or 54 in between the two elements, chromium and manganese? Chromium is 52 and manganese is 53. No, the answer is no. Since atomic number is continuous, we don't have any other element between atomic mass 53 and 54. Question number 4. What do you think? Should hydrogen be placed in group 17 of halogens or group 1 of alkali metals in the modern periodic table? Now, as we had already seen, that hydrogen does not have any similarity with halogens, that is fluorine, chlorine, bromine, and iodine, the halogens. But it does not even have similarities with the alkali metals like lithium, sodium, potassium, rubidium, cesium, and francium. So it is classified in group number 1 because it has the least atomic number 1. Okay, so let's go to the homework. You are going to learn demerits of Mendeleev's periodic table and learn the modern periodic law. Thank you.